But there's a free new program called Respect the Road to educate and inform drivers 21 years old and younger about the short and long-term consequences of irresponsible and reckless driving, as well as driving under the influence of alcohol, Jade. So we are really happy to have our friends with us here from Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Certainly you know what that is. That's MADD, M-A-D-D. And joining us this morning is Dawn Berry. Dawn, who's the Provident Insurance Agency, LLC, and also Megan Carter. Ladies, good morning to you both. How you all doing?
Great. Good morning, Kevin. Thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
Good morning.
Great to have you both. Thank you. Well, let's talk about this, Dawn. This project that you have. You were talking about it during the break. A lot of concern about some of our young drivers and just really what we're doing on the road. And you said you don't really know if you can really learn how to drive. Let's say efficiently in a year. You had some concerns about that too.
Absolutely. I have 4 children. My oldest 2 girls are 20 and 15, and just having them, it occurred to me when my stepdaughter drove to the mall with all of my children in the car that there goes all of my offspring off in a car, with a young driver. And just, really driving home the point with them that driving is a privilege. It's not a right. You have to be responsible. You have to respect the road. You have to make good choices. And yeah, like we talked about over the break, you can't learn how to drive in a year. So from 15 to 16, there are rules that I think parents need to put in place that aren't so much law enforcement, but just be the parent and really educate your children and spend the time with them supervising their driving instruction.
That's right. And of course, Megan, MADD has always been focused on being driving under the influence, but now in our digital world that we're living in, there's a lot of other things that can take one's focus and attention off the road.
You're absolutely right. But what our message is, and it's always making good choices and to not get behind the wheel after drinking. It doesn't matter what, it doesn't take a whole lot to get you impaired, and it's one of those things that with us, all of our crashes that happen and all of the lives lost or those who are injured are all things that are 100% preventable, and they do not have to happen. So, with making and bringing home the message of making good choices is basically where we stand.
Well, let's talk about the project you have here. It looks like you're really trying to meet the situation head on here.
Yes, Respect the Road is a concept that we came up with at Provident Insurance Agency, and obviously we teamed up with MADD because the underlying alignment with make smart decisions and choices, reduce your distractions inside the vehicle. This is the part of the pledge. Ensure your safety of your passengers, yourself, and other drivers on the road. Also to speak up for your own safety. So if you are a passenger and you feel like your safety is being compromised, don't be afraid to speak up. As well as use a buddy system, so if you have to have a friend driving with you, they can change the radio station, they can make sure everyone's wearing their seatbelt, answer your cell phone so you can stay focused on the road, as well as expect that every passenger in your vehicle, including yourself, wears their seatbelt, and just exhibit careful, cautious, and courteous behavior, and absolutely positively turn off your cell phones and do not text while driving. And that's pretty much the pledge in a nutshell.
That's the pledge there. Megan, I'm looking at one of some of your fact sheets here, and certainly you being the executive director here at Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the Gateway affiliate. Just let everybody know about these numbers that you're speaking of, what's been happening with some of our younger drivers.
Well, and I was going to say, a lot of the statistics itself is very alarming, and I mean not just with the children, it's with students, it's with everyone. 3 in 10 Americans with statistics show that at some point in their lives they will be affected by a drunk driver, and that's huge. And it's alarming statistics, and again, our message, it's something that's 100% preventable and does not have to happen, and lives are being lost all the time, and it's something that does not have to happen.
Absolutely, and certainly some of the strategies here, Dawn, that you have certainly can be prevented, and like I think Megan said at the onset, would you say 100% of these are all preventable?
Yes, absolutely.
So now, I'm looking at these numbers and the increased rates. For instance, I was talking about the fact that 16 to 19-year-olds is 4 times the risk of older drivers. And have you found that in many cases it has been under the influence, or what's going on here with that?
I was going to say, with these statistics in particular, it is some of them with impaired driving, but a lot of them is having to do with what Dawn talked about, distracted driving, just with texting while driving and using the cell phones and not paying attention to their surroundings around them. But I mean, also drunk driving is included with that as well.
I see. And so I know you just definitely want to get everybody out and be aware of this. And again, the event, I'm looking at what took place on May the 12th here, Dawn, at Hazelwood East High School with the pledge taken.
Yeah, that was very successful. There was a little over 200 students there, and we were able to receive surveys back from about 58 of the students, so a little over 25%. And we got some really good numbers with regards to the percentage of students that said they learned something and would pass it on to a friend and would, it's not something that we can track, but if we can reach one student who consciously makes a decision that I'm going to focus on the road and I'm not going to do some of these reckless behaviors and say touch one life, then the program has definitely been successful. And as an insurance agent, I just want to touch on there are long-term financial effects to making poor decisions.
Where we,
we
are, because
I run quotes for people who have children who have tickets and accidents, and they can barely afford their insurance. So that's where, when I said driving is a privilege, I tell my daughter, you don't have the right to increase my insurance.
There you go. That's how you make it real. That's how you make it real.
So.
Well, I have to ask you too. When I was a young man, long time ago, back in the Stone Ages, when I was 16 and driving, I always wondered. I mean, the rates were just incredible for young males, 16, 17. Why has it always been? Are we supposedly more reckless, or what's the situation?
Yes.
Oh, yes. She got right. You heard that, Megan? Right. Megan, she didn't even hesitate on that. She didn't even hesitate.
She can't, but I think that's where it will go into not just helping other students. I think if I have a child that says, Mom, we made a pledge, I think it would affect me as well. I think it'll impact the parents. I see some young ladies that's
I'm telling you, kind of moving out too. So, but I was just wondering, it seemed like the guys really take a beating with the insurance company.
They give it like they get.
And insurance companies, the carriers, they spend a lot of money researching these statistics. And statistically speaking, I don't have this one right in front of me, but the number of teenage crashes that involve male drivers versus female drivers, they're higher.
Okay.
So it's not that they're picking on the guys.
Okay, I understand. I certainly understand. And something too, Megan, I've always wondered about this because I've visited numerous high schools, teach at one, and I see that the chapters of MADD, the students, you have an affiliation with Students Against Drunk Driving as well.
Well, we are not so much partnered up with them, but we do support their mission. And actually, it used to be Students Against Drunk Driving, and now they've switched over to Students Against Distracted Decisions. I believe that's what it is. So it's making, they themselves brought in more stuff to make the students more aware of everything. And like I said, we're not directly affiliated, but we do support them making the students themselves aware of the good decisions.
Outstanding. All right. Well, I tell you what, this has been most informative. And if some of our listeners want more information, ladies, what should they do, and how can they get in contact with you?
They can reach me, Dawn Berry, at Provident Insurance Agency. Our phone number is 314-831-9933, and we have a website, www.providentinsAgency.com. We also have a Respect the Road website, which is www.respecttheroad.com, which is currently under construction, but it will be up over the next 7 days.
Okay, and we'll be sure to give an update then. Thank you,
and
ladies, for that.
Megan, information with
Yes,
MADD?
if they want to get in contact with MADD or myself, they can call 314-426-1595 or visit our website, www.maddgateway.org.
Okay. I look forward to you both coming back. We'll get some students on and mothers as well and talk more about this a little more.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having us.
All right.
Yeah, we really appreciate that.
Appreciate so much Dawn Berry and Megan Carter. Thank you both so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.